The Stanley Cup playoffs are underway on the networks of NBC Universal. Watch every game every night on NBC, NBCSN, CNBC, and USA Network. You can also stream the playoffs live on the go with the NBC Sports Live Extra app. Don't miss a moment. Upcoming games, don't miss any of them. Every game, every night. Don't miss a moment. For full schedule and more info, visit NBCSports.com.
When shopping for car insurance, consider this. Geico has been saving people money on car insurance for over 75 years. So if you're serious about savings, it's simple. Go to geico.com. After 75 years, they know how to save you money.
Put your name on it. Just put your name on it. That's all I say. Be a man or a woman. Put your name on it.
Well, I'd like to hear about it, potheads.
How the fuck you gonna know how to be great if you don't study greatness? Look at the game tape.
Donuts.
If you want a battle, it's either that you will or you won't.
You know, you're not a bad-looking man, Mr. Gals.
But you are, Blanche. You are in that chair.
There's something wrong with us. Something very, very wrong with us.
Hey, man.
Mohr Stories Podcast, put your name on it. I put my name on Brad Williams.
Four-time
World champion of Kevin and Bean's April Foolishness. What is it about you, Brad Williams, that when you're on a stage...
Yeah.
For those of you that don't live in L.A., Kevin and Bean are good friends, great radio host on K-Rock here in Los Angeles.
Hall of Famers recently.
Uh-huh.
They were inducted in the Broadcasters Hall of Fame.
Deservedly so.
They're right next to Vin Scully.
It's time for Brad Williams. Brad Williams, 4 feet tall, steps into the box. That ball is high.
Well, of course it is. But yeah, I would like. That's maybe the last thing on my career bucket list is to have Vin Scully say anything to me. Just anything. Say hi. That's
I met Vin Scully. I was doing play-by-play for Major League Baseball Network. MLB.com.
Okay.
Celebrities do like color commentary.
Right.
And you get to sit in the booth.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, great. Where's Vin?
Yeah.
So I met him, and he talks just like that in real life.
Oh, God.
He goes, where do you live, Jay?
Oh, shit.
And I said, I live in the Pacific Palisades. He goes, I once lived in the Pacific Palisades, and now that my kids are out of the house, as are my grandkids, I could move back, and if I did, you and I would be neighbors.
Oh, like, how do you even respond to that?
I don't know.
You don't, because it's Vin Scully talking to you.
And that's his hair. That's all his real hair.
Yeah, they just did a post on Twitter. It was his 60th anniversary.
Get a smooch.
I'm getting one.
Whoa.
Wow, that's a long one.
Those are the best lips in the world. My wife is raping Brad Williams right now. My word. Look at Brad's head is beat red. He's pumping his fist.
I'm pumping because are you kidding me? If you would have told me, if you would have told high school Brad Williams that he's going to get a lip lock from that long from the great Nikki Cox, I would. No, yes, the great Nikki Cox. Give yourself some credit.
I'll give her some credit. No, believe me.
From the great Nikki Cox.
Let's not forget what happened an hour ago.
Hey now. Do I need to throw some Lysol on any of these chairs? Or,
no,
or are we okay?
So, yeah, Vin Scully. You want to meet Vin Scully. But let's go back to Kevin and Bean. They got inducted into the Broadcasting Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame.
It's about damn time. They K-Rock here in L.A., for those of you outside. Let's say you live in Ohio. Let's say you're going to see Brad Williams at the Cleveland Improv April 30th through May 3rd. Or let's say you live in Dayton, Ohio, and you're going to see Brad Williams at the Funny Bone May 7th through May 10th. Let's say you live in Columbus, Ohio, and you're going to go see Brad Williams at the Columbus Funny Bone May 21st through May 24th, and you're not familiar.
I'm doing a whole Ohio tour.
K-Rock. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you are just kicking Ohio right in the dick.
I love going there, and we're going on a million tangents, but I love going there because of the whole thing where you can go on any stage and you just yell out OH and they have to yell back, "Oh, yo!" Like they have to do it.
Yeah.
I love that. You can be in the market. Some guy can get into a car accident with you, and like you're like, "What the fuck? You weren't looking, you son of a bitch." O-H-I-O. But never mind. And then they go back to the conversation. We don't have that in California.
No, there's
can't
no
just-
default. You could always go like, "Hey, what do you want me to do? Be Tim Couch?" Like just some random, like, I haven't seen that much drinking since Bernie Kosar, and they all go crazy. I've always had the best time in Ohio.
Yeah.
And no, I'm not going back this year. I will be in Denver, Comedy Works, May 7th through 9th. But it's not about me. My dates are at jmohr.com. It's about Brad Williams. All Cleveland Improv, April 30, May 3rd. Dayton, Ohio, Funny Bone, May 7, 10. Columbus, Funny Bone, May 21, 24th. If you live in Ohio and you're going to see Brad or anywhere else, Kevin and Bean do Morning Drive here in L.A. And every year they do a comedy show called April Foolishness. And they put together a lineup that every year is amazing.
It's the most stellar lineup. Like, I mean, it's something that before maybe Oddball Fest came along, it was the best show of the year anywhere. But now maybe like Oddball's pretty good. But
I think this year's April Foolishness was the actual single best comedy lineup I've ever seen in my life. It
totally
opened with Gabriel Iglesias. That was your opening act.
the guy that can sell out a stadium in most parts of the country.
Then Adam Ray, your podcast partner from About Last Night.
About Last Night podcast, the Wolverenza. Yeah.
And then right after me was Eliza Schlesinger. And then after her was Ralph. Then after her was you.
Yeah.
Then after Brad Williams was Ralphie May.
Right.
And then fucking Tenacious D.
Tenacious D comes on and does a freaking acoustic set. They open with tribute.
Yeah.
It's like their hit song, and they open with it. And I got to meet Jack Black backstage. Isn't it nice when you meet someone and they're, like you say, Vin Scully talks like that in real life? Jack Black talks like that in real life, and that is awesome. I was there with my podcast partner, Adam, and we walk in to just meet Jack Black, and we just walked into his dressing room. We were saying, hey, we're two other comics on the show.
And by the way, sitting on a couch with an acoustic guitar.
Yeah, just strumming. Just like
going on my faithful steed.
Yeah, just going over his notes, and he goes like, "Oh my God, you guys are on the show. All right, bring it in. What are we saying?" And he puts his hand in, like we're gonna go do a go team. Like, okay, so we put our hands in. He's like, "All right, guys, what are we saying?" And Adam Ray just goes, "We're gonna say Hakuna Matata," and Jack's like, "Well, not exactly what I was thinking, but all right, let's try it. But let's whisper it." Let's whisper it, fellas. And we do like 1 on 3, and we all go, Hakuna Matata. And he stops and goes, that was a lot stronger than I thought it was going to be. Solid. We're ready to rock. And we're just like, holy shit. This is awesome.
The first and best Jack Black impression I've ever heard. That's
really
great. Yeah, you need to do that on stage.
Is that halfway decent? Like,
no, it's Corey. I mean, it's perfect. It's like,
wow.
Perfect. Give me some more. I'm not fucking with you at all.
Okay, because I don't know if you're like doing that thing.
No.
Because I'm known for having horrible impressions.
No, that was alarmingly good.
All right, so we're gonna go to Jay Moore's House Fake Mustache Studios. And he just gets this look in his eye, and you just know that he's thinking about 1,000 things at once.
But when he talks to you, he's completely connected.
Yes.
I saw him backstage at the Grammys.
Okay.
Like, there's a lot of shit going on in your head.
Yeah.
But at the Grammys, there's 4,000 people rolling all over the place. And I went up to him and I tapped him on the shoulder backstage at the Grammys. I was presenting with LL Cool J, the 2 J's. And it's like probably 5 years ago. And I go, hey, where's KG, bro? And he had like this huge plate of food. And he just like looked around.
Don't talk to me while I'm eating pineapples.
No, panic stricken, like, where do I set this down?
Okay.
And he finally finds like a stool and he puts it down. He gets real close to my face. He goes, oh, this is not a D gig, man. His father-in-law was nominated
for a
Grammy. His wife's dad was nominated for a Grammy for something. And
That's
he goes,
amazing.
My father-in-law, I can't do the impression, was nominated.
My father-in-law was nominated for a Grammy.
This is not a D gig, man.
This is not a D gig, bro. My father-in-law's nominated for a Grammy. He's going to go on stage and rock it like it's never been rocked before.
Climb up on my faithful street. Then we're gonna ride, gonna smile.
So, yeah, so Kevin and Bean, they do it every year.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I don't know how you get clips online. I don't know why they don't sell it on DVD form. Leaving money on the table, gentlemen.
It's just all that night.
But the point of all of this was you and I had a battle the first 2 April Foolishness.
That we were going head to head.
You absolutely won hands down. This one of them you won hands down. The other one I thought I won, and you thought you won. So we just chalked it up to a tie.
Sure.
Now it's like you're the champion of April Foolishness. There's
thank you, sir.
And it's true. And like anybody that's ever been to April Foolishness, or if you've never seen Brad Williams live, you're just one of the best comedians in the world.
Thank you, man. That means a lot coming from you. And that's actually where we met was April Foolishness. But I chalk it up I watch wrestling. I chalk it up to WrestleMania. The Undertaker right now doesn't fight all year. He doesn't do anything all year. But then WrestleMania comes around, and you know that the Undertaker is going to have the damnedest best match of the night. And that's what I look at it as. Like, April Foolishness is like this Super Bowl of comedy where I'm on stage with monsters such as yourself and Ralphie and all these guys, and I got to prove it to myself that I belong there, that I can go on stage and hang with you guys.
I got a great club for you to play.
What's that?
You ever been to Calgary, the Laugh Shop?
I've never been to Calgary, and I would love to go because Theron Fleury and I are about the same size.
Well done.
Yeah, I'll post out a Calgary Flames reference.
The guy's name is Come on, Flames!
Come on, Flames!
Skate harder! The guy's name is
Dwarf
Matthew.
Harder.
Dwarf Harder.
That's gonna be the name of my next album.
Guy's name.
Dwarf Harder.
That's a good name. The guy that runs it, his name is Matthew.
Yeah.
And I just played there for the first time, and I was like, it's one of those rooms where you're like, is it always like this? This is crazy.
Yeah.
But he has a hard time. Like he does it right. Like he'll only bring in headliners.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't nickel and dime.
Right. There's no off week. It's not like
it's straight up. And I told him on the way out, I'm like, I could just text you with like people I know that will kill up here.
Yeah. So God, I would love to do that.
Kill it up there.
Thank you for that. I love going to Canada.
I love it too. They're the best crowd.
They're so polite. Canada. I got heckled one time in Edmonton. And the guy immediately apologized for heckling me. It's a true story.
What was the heckle?
Oh, God. I forgot the heckle just because, like, it blew my mind. Like, it was at House of Comedy in Edmonton, the one inside the big mall. And this guy, like, I yelled something out, and he yelled back, yeah. He yells back, "I but we're in Edmonton. Fuck it." He yelled back something like, "Yeah, I bet you find that at the end of your rainbow," or something. And then I look at him like, "Okay, now I'm going to take you down." And before I could say anything, he just goes, "I'm sorry about that, eh? That was not right for me to say, interrupting your comedy show like that. No, you can go on and do that. All right, so go on." I'm like, "Are you kidding me? Like, I can't insult you now after you just apologized."
No,
hell,
nice.
I get off stage. He's got a donut for me from. He's got a donut there from Timmy Hortons. You know, you go down there to Timmy Hortons, got some good coffee there. Eh?
My wife jokes that every time I discipline our child, I turn into a Canadian. And I didn't know what she meant.
How is that?
Because I go like, "Hey, what did you and Daddy talk about being nice guys? Okay." Remember when we talked about screaming and yelling in the house? Okay? Because I'm not going to yell at him.
Right.
Because if you yell at him, you raise a yeller.
Right. So it's
I get real down close to his face. I go, "Hey, what did we talk about yelling in the house? Okay?"
So you're trying to raise a Canadian?
You know what? There's way worse things you could be raising.
Absolutely.
Hey, number one way to support this podcast is using the Amazon banner at jmohr.com. All that money, the kickback goes right to direct deposit to that child's college education.
And you know he's going to get into a good college because if he's being raised as a Canadian.
Yeah, he's smart and he's
good.
He's 4 years old and he's the size of J.J. Watt.
I've seen him, and I'm scared of your kid.
The best is when you pulled up in your Mini Cooper and you got out, and you guys were almost the same height, and he was looking at you like, "How'd this kid get a car?" Don't have Amazon on your toolbar. Have jmohr.com on your toolbar. Like Adam Dickerson, go to jmohr.com. Right now, this is my favorite part because right now some guy just went, "What the fuck?" He actually read my email.
Yeah.
So Adam Dickerson right now is going, "Whoa. Go to jmohr.com, hit the Amazon banner, email me what you bought, and I'll read it here."
What did Adam Dickerson buy?
He says, "Hey, man, I really enjoyed your podcast with Pastor Rob Bell, so I purchased a couple of his books."
Great.
Through your banner. It's awesome to hear those who share a similar point of view about Jesus. As a recovering addict and believer, I have maximum respect for you, brother Mohr.
Nice.
Adam Dickerson. Adam Dickerson, this bud's for you.
And you know, fans, Adam Dickerson just bought himself a few books using the Amazon banner at jmohr.com.
60 years. 60 years he's had that job.
Vin Scully?
Yeah. He just celebrated his
Do you have a favorite
60th anniversary.
Vin Scully ism? Or I've always loved
Room service fly ball to Raul Mondesi.
Well, the call that I love is not the call that's famous because it's the Kirk Gibson call, where the call that gets played in every highlight is, I don't believe what I just saw. I don't believe what I just saw. Which I don't know who that announcer is. That's an all-right call.
Yeah.
It's not
Vin. It was
Vin.
a network game because it was the World Series.
Yeah, Vin's call was, in a season of the improbable, the impossible just occurred. Holy shit!
I like the stuff.
That is such a good call.
The mid-game stuff.
Oh,
just when
he's
you hear
trying to fill time.
And he goes, you know, friends, 7 out of the 9 Astros starters' last name begin with the letter B. And we have quite a hive here tonight with Biggio, Bako, Baker, Bagwell. And he goes on and reads
Yes.
And the other one I love is...
He hurt himself playing an Xbox game. I'm not quite sure how you do that, but X certainly marked the spot on his Tommy John surgery elbow. Like, you're just like, who the fuck?
And then he'll follow it up with, he's listed as day-to-day, and friends, we're all day-to-day.
How about that? We're all day-to-day.
We're all day-to-day. That, like, put that on a bumper sticker.
Chad Billingsley threw 22 pitches in the first inning, and he's up to his elbows in alligators here in the second.
Like, I don't even know what that means, but I know it ain't good.
Right. Like he just got that old man saying where he could say just about anything and you just believe it.
And there's nothing old about him.
No.
And he's classic Who lyric, hope I die before I get old. Like, when he dies, no matter, age is a number.
Yeah.
Like, he's Satchel Paige style. Like, how old would you be if you didn't know how old you were? Vin Scully's like 33. there was some golf tournament on TV when I was on Saturday Night Live. I'm in my dressing room. I'm not in any sketches, and I'm watching this fucking golf.
Wow, so it was a stressful night for you.
It was. Believe me. I was having a panic attack, and I'm just listening to Vin Scully call this golf thing. And it was obviously on delay. They were in some foreign place. Hawaii. No, they were in Hawaii.
Okay.
And some guy hits his tee shot into the ocean. Mm-hmm. And as the guy walks down the fairway, nothing said. And then finally,
that ball's buried like a deep, dark secret.
The guy didn't mention water.
Right. You said buried.
It's like
perfect.
A deep, dark secret.
It's funny. I actually went to school. I was going to USC. I went there 3 years. I dropped out to be a stand-up comic. Yay. I was going to school to be a sports announcer. Like, that's what I was trying to be.
You got a great voice. You'd be good at it.
Thank you. Now I go into announcer speak like a douche.
Welcome back.
Hi, Mini Harry Carey here. Yeah. And like, that's what I was trying to do. So when I tell people like that I dropped out of college, they get like this concerned look on their face. It's like, I was trying to be a sports announcer. We didn't lose a cancer cure. It's not like right now I'd be coming out with, no, this is how you cure AIDS. No, I was just trying to call Dodger games. That's it.
And the whole point of going to college is to get a degree so you can make good money in the workforce.
Yeah.
But if you're a stand-up comic making good money, college would have absolutely, you'd be making thousands of dollars less because you'd be behind on your stand-up comedy.
It's funny. My roommate in college is a 6'7" Jew from Texas. They make those.
Man. Barry Katz-Nowitzki.
Exactly.
Jakey Friedman.
Yeah, exactly.
Man.
And he was trying to be a sports announcer too. And so he graduated. So my parents are always just like, why can't my mom with her Georgian Southern accent's like, why can't you be like Josh? He's got his degree. I'm sure when his family has people over, he shows them that degree, and his family's oh so proud. And like they say stuff like that. Meanwhile, I hear from Josh that his family is all like, Brad's out there making money. You're a minor league baseball announcer in South Carolina. Come on, look what Brad did with his career.
You ever say to your mom, like, I don't know, how do you like that car in the driveway?
How do you like that mortgage that I paid off?
How do you like that? Never going into your pockets for a damn thing, ma?
Yeah.
You're from Georgia?
My mom is. My mom's from Georgia.
Southern Belle.
Oh.
My mother's from Cisco, Texas.
Okay, now is Cisco a little more Like,
Oh
is that-
yeah, it's between Odessa. Like if you drive from Dallas coming back to LA,
Yeah.
it's like 6 hours out of Dallas, and you hit Cisco.
Wow. Yeah. Mom's prim and proper Southern Belle, and my dad's from Texas. My dad's from Houston. So when I tell people, it's like, yeah. So it's like, oh yeah, my mom's from Georgia and my dad's from Texas. They're like, oh, your parents are both from the South, and they look at me being a dwarf, and they just go, oh.
Oh, they think your parents are like cousins.
Yeah, it's like, no, I'm not what happens when cousins fuck. Like this is not what occurs. It's not like, oh well, there's too much PBR at the family reunion.
Can we put to bed? Let's not put down cousin fucking. You know what I mean? Everybody's got that one cousin you got an eye on. Let's just call a fucking spade right now. Everybody's got that one cousin where you're just one Cavassier away from going, I'm grabbing it.
The one cousin I know of that would fall into that category is a fan of your podcast, so I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to talk anymore.
Now, Brad Williams did radio, maybe the most brief radio career.
Yes, I did.
And we're going to have details after love from our sponsors.
Jay Mohr here for Casper mattresses. Mattresses can often cost well over $1,500, but Casper mattresses cost between $500 for a twin-size mattress, $600 for a twin XL, $750 for a full-size, $850 for a queen, $950 for king-size mattress. Casper understands that buying a mattress online can have consumers wondering how this is possible. Convenience. Buying a Casper mattress is completely risk-free. Casper offers free delivery and returns within a 100-day period. It's that simple. Statistically, lying on a bed for 4 minutes in a showroom has no correlation to whether it's the right bed for you. That's why Casper has turned the buying process into a risk-free experience. Casper understands the importance of truly trying out a mattress that in all reality you spend a third of your life on. An obsessively engineered mattress at a shockingly fair price. Just the right sink, just the right bounce. 2 technologies, latex foam and memory foam, come together for better nights and brighter days. Risk-free trial and return policy. Try sleeping on a Casper mattress for 100 days with free delivery and painless returns. Made in America. Come on, people, get that Casper mattress, and if you don't like it, they'll come pick it up. Get $50 towards any mattress purchase by visiting Casper.com/JAY. 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 Casper mattresses. If you don't like it, they'll pick it up. But trust me, you're going to like it. Squarespace is the easiest way to create a beautiful website, blog, or online store for you and your ideas. This is what you do. Go to squarespace.com. Enter the offer code MOHR, M-O-H-R, at checkout, and you're going to get 10% off. Simple, powerful, beautiful, 24/7 support via live chat and email. Only $8 a month, and you get free domain name if you buy Squarespace for the year. Responsive design, your website scales to look great on any device. Commerce, that means money, my friends. Every website comes with a free online store. Cover pages, a feature that allows you to set up beautiful one-page online presence in minutes. Start a trial with no credit card required and start building your website today. Do you like my website? Thank you, Squarespace. Go to squarespace.com. Make sure you use the offer code MOHR, my last name Mohr. Get 10% off your first purchase and show your support of this podcast. We think Squarespace is the best, and we thank them for supporting More Stories podcast. Squarespace, build it beautiful.
To the insurance company that did me wrong. I've moved on and am happily insured with another. Bless your pea-picking heart. It was just never meant to be betwixt us. You gave me automobile insurance apprehension, and Geico has come along and in just 15 minutes given me new car insurance and made me as jubilant as a newborn lamb in springtime. And Pa has given Geico his approval. That's one thing you never had. Joyful with another. Clara May in Columbia.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
All right, Brad Williams. Now I consider you an LA comic because of the K-Rock ties.
Yeah, I was born and raised in Orange County, and then
that's right. I always forget you're an Orange County kid. And for those of you,
OC boy Chuck Finley and Wally Joyner. Those are my boys.
Tim Salmon, the batter.
Kingfish.
They call him Kingfish, and that is a whopper of a shot.
Yeah, I met both your parents, and your dad's like 6'2", and your mom's like 5. She's like my height, 5'8", 5'9", 5'10".
Yep.
She's all 3 heights.
Yeah, exactly.
She has mood height. So for those of you in podcast land that have not seen Brad Williams' parents in person, no, they're not dwarves. Just genetic jackpot. Just
Everyone
hit the lottery.
Yeah, like
Here's your baby.
I tell people that I tell people those are my parents. Like, oh yeah, there's my mom and dad over there, and they're like looking down, like trying to find them like through the knees of other people. It's like, no, that's my mom and dad. Like, what? Like they get so confused. They're like, I thought you guys all came from the same tribe. No, like no, it's not how it goes down. You can't like walk down a street and be like, which house do the dwarves live in? It's the mushroom with the door in it. Like that's
what are the actual odds of two? What do you call reachers?
I call them reachers. You guys call, or the scientific term is just average sized people.
All right. What are the actual? Do you know? Like what? Like 2 6-foot people have a baby. What are the odds that baby is going to be a dwarf?
1 in every 38,000.
Yeah. Oh, I thought it'd be actually like higher, like 1 in like 500,000.
No, it's one. It's 1 in 38,000. It's there's a lot of us out there.
How do you not have a show on the Learning Channel? Because the Learning Channel is I say it on stage. There are more midgets on the Learning Channel than there are midgets. Like they got people in apple boxes squatting, like faking it. They got, like girls on patrol.
Right.
They got we're all like they found like they've redone Jersey Shore with dwarves.
Yes. Okay. I got a story about that because there's a show. They're filming their second or third season. It's called Little Women Los Angeles. It's on the Lifetime network. The first girl I ever dated is a cast member on that show. So she calls me up one day and just goes, hey, I got to move out to Hollywood. Oh, really? Why is that? Oh, I got a TV show. The fuck? Like, she's
slogging through.
Yeah, she's got a TV show. I've been in show business for 12 years.
She answered a Craigslist ad.
Yeah. And
there are a lot of little people on TLC. Now it's just TLC.
Yeah.
But you ain't full. TLC is Don't Go Chasing Waterfalls. That's the Learning Channel. That's where I know there's a man with a 135-pound scrotum.
Who carries it around in a wheelbarrow.
No, a baby carriage. Worse.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he puts it in the back of a baby carriage.
Oh, that's got to be the most horrific mistake ever. Who's the little baby? Oh, my God!
Yeah, I say it on stage. I go, some things are sacred. You see a dad alone with a baby carriage, you're like, yeah, fuck yeah, bro.
Right.
That's right. That's a dad. Oh!
Sweet
Put
Jesus.
a sailor suit on that one. Throw a little those are the ugliest twins I've ever seen. Why is that kid's face so veiny?
Exactly.
Brad Williams did radio. Now, this is like one of these weird stories. We talk a lot about show business and like dream gigs, hell gigs, and all that. And don't forget, Ohio, Brad Williams is coming to kick you square in your nuts. Cleveland Improv, April 30th through May 3rd. Dayton, Ohio, Funny Bone, May 7th through 10th. Columbus, Ohio, at the Funny Bone, May 21st to 24th.
I will kick you in your 142-pound scrotum.
Represent. And don't heckle. Be cool.
Yeah.
He's ours. He's our buddy. He's a Mohr for life. That's my dude.
Damn right.
And but people going to see you. They know what they're getting into. They know you're fucking great.
Thanks.
So most people, if you grew up in L.A., you get your own radio show in San Francisco, and you were so excited.
Yeah. I was, I
remember the conversations you and I had, like, this is it, JJ.
Yeah.
I'm going to do morning drive time radio.
San Francisco,
then
California.
I'm going to go do my stand-up comedy.
Right.
Finally, somebody has recognized the greatness that is Brad Williams.
I was so excited.
How long did you have that show?
5 months.
What happened?
First of all, I got I wasn't able to do as much stand up as I thought I was going to be able to do because San Francisco Airport is a hub for United. So I thought, great, you booked me on Friday and Saturday nights somewhere. I'm flying out right after the show. I'm going, and then good. I can get to so many places and make it there by Friday night. That wasn't the case. Clubs didn't want to book me because they knew I couldn't fly in to do the morning radio for them. I couldn't do the whatever daytime press talk shows.
Yeah, just real quick for the listener.
Yeah.
You guys think we just show up and tickets are sold.
Nope.
Not the case. Let's say, all right, Brad, Dayton, Ohio, at the Funny Bone, May 7th and 10th. Brad's got to be there in the morning of May 6th. Somebody's going to pick Brad up at his hotel at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
And they're going to take him to 19 different radio stations to promote it. I heard Chris Rock. We're going to circle right back around to your story.
Okay.
Chris Rock was on Opie and Anthony, and he said, I just wanted to get famous enough where I wouldn't have to do radio because he was playing the Gardens.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, yeah. And then about 6 months went by and I realized, wait a minute, I heard that on the radio.
Yeah. So I guess Chris Rock's not there.
Or he wasn't aware of the irony that he was saying it. So he was
Right.
promoting the fact that he was at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, on the radio.
So yeah, we always got to go in a day early to do radio.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't want to let you. So go on.
Yeah, so they didn't want to fly me out on Friday to where I can't do any radio.
And for some reason, they don't want to do phoners. Like that's not
No.
good enough. If you just call
and say, "Hey, I'm coming,"
they need you physically in the studio
Yeah.
or not at all, which I never understood.
I don't get it either.
Dicks.
So I wasn't getting those gigs, and then it wasn't so much the waking up early. I'm used to waking up early. That's fine. It was the going to bed early part. It was when 9:30's rolling around. Because I still did the podcast with Adam Ray. Sometimes I would fly down after the show because it was just San Francisco. Fly down, interview someone, fly back that night, and then go to bed.
That's a friend.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to cut Adam loose. I got my own radio show. I can't fly back just to a podcast. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
Wolveranza.
So I still did that. And there would be times when Adam would call me up at 9:30 to talk about something that just happened in the NBA. And I'm like, hey, Adam, it's 9:30. You can't call. I'm going to bed. And he's like, what the fuck happened to my friend? Because that's what we would do.
You obviously don't have children.
No.
9:30 is like when the panic button starts going. When your heart rate elevates because it's 9:30, you're like, why aren't I asleep yet? He's going to be up at 5.
Yeah, exactly. Well, but that panic would set in because you're like, I have to be up at 4:30 in the morning. If 10 o'clock rolls around and I'm not asleep yet, I'm not going to be good the next day.
Are you a good napper?
Fantastic napper. I had in our office where the morning show would meet after the show and go over the next day's show. Under my desk, I had this little crash pad under my desk, and like George Costanza, I would the show would be done. I would be asleep, taking a 30-minute nap, right after the show was done.
That's nice.
Yeah. So they would have meetings and be like, "Where's Brad?" And then Kevin Kline, the host of the show, would kick me under the desk and be like, "Wake up."
He's still up there. I was just on his show.
Yeah, and he's great.
Wait, it was you two together?
Yeah, me, him, and Allie, the girl.
Yeah. Okay. I was just up there.
Yeah, and
I didn't know that was the show you were on.
That was the show I was on Live 105, and Kevin Kline is great. He's a fantastic host.
Playboy Radio.
Right. He used to look at tits all day.
And they always asked me to do that morning show, and I'm like, I can't. Look, I got a brand. I'm happily married. And you guys are like, fuck you. No, you get married, you have kids, you understand. It's like, honey, I'm going up to do Playboy Radio. It's like,
right.
There's a lot of radio stations.
Yeah, that and I've guest hosted the Playboy Morning Show a few times, and I love being a guest on the show. But when you're hosting, I'm looking at sound effects. I'm looking at questions. There's girls throwing pies at each other while they're topless, but I'm really not paying attention to that because I'm trying to come up with jokes at the same time. You don't have time to appreciate the boobs. And yeah, it sounds like a weird Robert Frost poem, but
I think that is a Robert. No, that's Margaret Atwood. You don't have time to appreciate the boobs.
Yeah, you don't have time to appreciate the boobs. So yeah, and all that was going on in San Francisco, and then the Giants won the World Series, and I'm a lifelong Dodger fan, and they were trying to get me to fake it and say how excited I was that the Giants were winning the World Series. I'm like, I'm not going to do that. And they said, no, you have to say you love the Giants.
Oh, hold on one sec. Was that radio station the flagship station of the Giants?
No.
Because that's weird. Because you would think it would be,
used to be, no.
counterpoint, we all love the Giants. Brad hates the Giants.
That's what I said.
Discussion ensues.
Yeah, that's what I said would work. Okay, well, Allie, who was on our show, she's from the Bay Area. She can love the Giants. And then, yeah, we'll have that conflict. And they said, no, you're the sports guy. I did Brad Short Sports every day. And you have to say that you love the Giants. I'm like, you realize how fucked up it is that you are asking a midget to go on air and be like, I love Giants. No. Fuck you. I'm not saying that. That goes against every fiber of my being. So,
you wearing a Giants t-shirt.
Yeah, I'm not gonna wear a Giants jersey. If I was born in New York, guess what? I'm a Jets fan. Don't care if they suck. Don't
Giants,
care.
A big circle with a line through it, no Giants.
no Giants. I'm not gonna do that.
So corporate really got on you about this.
Yeah, they really got on me, and And like you have a radio show, and do they ever tell you like, "Hey JJ, what you did today wasn't funny. What you should do is this"?
No, I've been blessed with complete autonomy.
That's fantastic. That is wonderful.
What they're concerned with is the clock.
Yeah,
because I'm
just making
syndicated.
the time.
So if I don't go to break at 12 after, New Orleans just goes to commercial mid sentence. It's on a computer.
Wow,
the clock's on a computer. So I got to make sure I am out.
You got to
at that set.
Hit
really
the post, as they say.
Hit the post. That's really their whole thing. Is like, man, you're fucking up my clock. You really fucked up my clock today, man. That's the only note I'll get.
That's great. Yeah. Some of the guys were fantastic there, and then there was a couple. I don't want to mention names, but yeah, they talked to me like, okay, that bit didn't work. What you need to do? It's like, I've been a stand-up comic for 12 years. You can't tell me what's funny and what's not.
Did they ever tell you something didn't work when you knew it did?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and
where do you think they were coming from? Like,
it's a different world. It's radio, and they were coming from the fact that, well, I've been doing this for this many years, and you know what it's like because you've worked on TV where there's 9 suits in the room, and when they say, how was that, everyone has to have an opinion, because if they don't, then why the fuck do they have a job?
Yeah.
So when we would have meetings afterward, it'd be like, well, what did you guys think? Everyone had to have an opinion on why or how the show could get better, and I'm just not going to let anyone who's not out there in front of a microphone every night trying to make people laugh tell me how to do that. I just won't do it.
You know what Buddy Hackett told me once?
What's that?
I was having arguments when Mohr Sports was on ESPN. It was a TV show.
Oh, yeah, I remember it. I watched
25 episodes. Great fun.
Yeah, I loved it.
And if you ever smoked pot and watched that show, you're welcome. So I was arguing with these producers exactly about that, like about what was funny. We would do the monologue. It was KP Anderson and Bob Morton from 19 Emmy nominations for being producer of David Letterman. He was my guy.
Yeah, he was the producer on Mind and Mencia when I was on Mind and Mencia. Robert Morton, genius.
Morty's the best.
Genius.
You cannot get higher on the ladder.
Yeah.
As far as respectability.
Can't.
So I would do the monologue, and then Bob Morton, KP Anderson, who runs the Soup now and is the reason it's funny again and came back, and Barry Katz would all sit in a room, and we would get the monologue down to 8 minutes, whatever it had to be. So out of an 12-minute, 14, 15-minute monologue, we would handcraft the perfect 8-minute monologue, and then they send it into the satellite, because how weird is this? ESPN only has one satellite.
Wow.
You can't show something at 8 and then show it again at 8 on the West Coast. It's it's 5 o'clock
it's
here.
just across the board.
It's just weird that something that enormous, they wouldn't have sent another one.
Yeah, that's why PTI is on over here at 2:30.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's on at 5:30
and it's
on
not
East
a
Coast.
knock on them. It's just I don't know why they don't have another satellite. But the thing is, we would do the monologue perfected. Bob, 19 Emmy nominations.
Right.
2 comics, me and KP Anderson and Barry Katz,
who
just
has
manager.
the greatest comedic year
Great
ever.
Year. We would get it perfect, and then we'd send it up into the satellite for them to take in Connecticut, in Bristol, Connecticut. And then a day would go by, we'd watch the show, completely different monologue. They re-edited the monologue. And then we were getting in arguments with Suits, like, why'd you take it out? They're like, it's not funny. It's not. We just took it out. It wasn't funny. But back and forth. And I said to Buddy Hackett, like, I'm going crazy because I think I'm right.
Yeah.
And he said, you have to remember you're dealing with people that never walked the last 30 feet.
God, I love that quote.
He goes, they got balls big enough to hang out backstage, have a little food and coffee and talk and break balls, but they can't walk that last 30, no, he said 16, last 16 feet to the microphone. And you do it every night like it's nothing.
Yeah.
Of course you're right.
I love that.
So just let them win and know that you're dealing with people that have no balls.
Yeah.
And then next time they just were like, well, we think this is best. You just go, okay, you know best. And then you go do stand-up comedy where nobody can bother you.
Yeah. And that's also what I missed. I just missed doing the stand-up and touring. I've never had any sort of mental health issues throughout my entire life, even being bullied as a kid for being a dwarf, whatever. Nothing. I gave up stand-up comedy about a month into doing the radio show. I'm sitting in my apartment in the financial district of San Francisco. Great apartment, wonderful area. I got this great job, and I was sitting there having a mental breakdown. Like, I'm just up there, like, having a panic attack. I can't breathe. And I just kept looking at my balcony going, well, 15 flights up. And I kept doing that. Why the fuck was I doing that, Jay? Because I wasn't doing stand-up comedy. Because I wasn't having that reaction of going on stage, telling a joke, and having the immediate feedback and being in complete control, being able to take the show wherever I wanted to. That it was insane. I haven't had that happen since, thank God.
Aristotle, man is what he continually does. You do stand-up comedy, and then you remove stand-up comedy, so then what are you?
Yeah.
You're a guy in an apartment.
Yeah, it's nuts.
There's no purpose.
Right.
And radio is so ephemeral. You speak for 3 hours, and then it's just gone. Never happened. What's next? What's tomorrow?
Right.
You know.
And you don't hear the immediate feedback. Like, yeah, sure, you get a couple tweets every now and then of, hey, that was funny. But for the most part, no, you don't hear the laughter. You don't get that feedback. So
who calls who to break up this Brad Williams San Francisco radio gig?
Well, first of all, I called my manager, Barry Katz. And
I honestly didn't even know you were managed by Barry Katz. I'm not joking.
Until
you think I'm fucking with you, right?
Until when?
I really did
just now?
Yeah, I had no idea you were managed by Barry Katz.
Really?
Swear to God.
Wow.
If I did know it, I for some reason didn't remember it, but I would have remembered it because you're my friend.
Yeah. Barry's got me too.
Brad, can I ask you a question? All right, ask me. I want you to come into my office fucking furious, and you demand to know where your money is. But
okay.
Give me 20 seconds of anger.
And you're Barry.
Yeah.
Barry, what the fuck, man? It's been 2 months. I've been on the road. You've been telling me that you're calling these guys. I don't have any fucking money. You think the rent just pays itself? You think my furniture just pays itself? You think all my loser friends that are counting on me to finance their lives? You think my girlfriend is happy without going out to dinner and having nice things? What the fuck, Barry? Where is my fucking money?
Brad, what year were you born?
1984. I don't see the point of this, Barry.
1984. I have ties older than you, man. Have you ever heard of a guy named Bernie Carbo?
Who the fuck is Bernie Carbo?
I'm going to tell you who Bernie Carbo is. Bernie Carbo was a hairdresser that got signed by the Boston Red Sox in 1976, the year they won the pennant.
Okay.
You remember when Carlton Fisk hit the fucking home run that hit the foul pole? When he waved it fair?
Yeah, he waved it fair. I really don't see the point of this.
Nobody knows what happened before that, man?
Why?
Is that Bernie Carbo hit the game-tying home run. And if Bernie Carbo, a fucking hairdresser that somehow made the Red Sox, if he didn't hit the game-tying home run, Carlton Fisk never would even come to the fucking plate, man.
Did Bernie Carbo's manager give him money? Because that's what I'm looking for.
Okay, I'll tell him.
Barry's the best.
What year were you born? Brad, you just answer honestly.
Yeah.
Brad, are you sitting down?
Yeah.
I just got a call from the consulate of China. They want to do stand-up comedy on the Great Wall of China. And they looked through 1,000 comedians. And out of 1,000 comedians, they chose you, Brad Williams. They want you to be the first comedian to do stand-up comedy on the Great Wall of China.
Yeah.
They're going to give you $100,000.
Holy crap.
First-class airfare, round trip. You're going to stay at a Four Seasons in Hong Kong, man.
That's amazing.
You're going to be on CNN. It's going to be covered by 40 international news agencies because it's a communist country. And Brad Williams is doing comedy on the Great Wall of China. $100,000.
This is unbelievable, Barry.
So you want it?
Of course I want it.
It's canceled.
What?
Sorry, man.
Sorry.
It just came through it.
You know who got the gig? Ray Don Chong, man.
Ray Don Chong. I forgot about the Ray Don Chong run.
If I'm ever in a bad mood, and this goes to anyone, if you're ever in a bad mood, just say that name in the Barry Katz voice.
Ray Don Chong.
Just say Ray Don Chong, man.
Ray Don Chong.
I can't not laugh.
Bernie Carbo. You never heard of Bernie Carbo,
You
man?
never heard of Bernie Carbo.
So who breaks up with who? Does the radio station tell you it's not working out, or do you tell the radio station, I almost jumped off a 15-story balcony?
Yeah, that's essentially what I did. I broke up with them, but I said that I first called Barry because when I told Barry, I said, yeah, I'm sorry, that's not working out. I'm not doing stand-up. I miss my family. Like, I'm not keeping the same hours. I'm sleep deprivation, whatever. It sucks. I've never seen Barry get upset. Like, I was on the phone with him, and then I told him this, and I go, and I know you worked really hard to get me this gig and negotiate a great contract, but I'm sorry, Barry, I can't do this show anymore. Barry, and from the other end, I could tell he sort of held the phone away from his mouth. He just goes, "What the fuck, man?
What the fuck,
What the
man?
fuck?" He's like, "What did I do wrong? How did I fail you?"
5 months? You're packing it in after 5 months? Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor, man? You know, Gandhi went on a hunger strike. It lasted 22 days. I mean, I think you guys... My wife, I keep bringing her up, but she's my life.
Yeah.
She said, excited Barry Katz is the most underrated impression of all.
Excited Barry Katz.
You couldn't stick it out for 5 months, man? 5 months, Jesus Christ. There's people that have been homeless for 14 years. They're walking on Wilshire Boulevard with shit in their pants, and you can't hold it together for 5 months, man.
Oh, I'm right back to that moment. He had to pull off. He was driving down Pacific Coast Highway.
Out the window.
He pulled off the freeway and started being like, "Hold on, I can't drive while this was happening."
And then he took out a stick and he drew how much money he was losing in the dirt. Let me see. 15% of Brad's earnings on the radio. What the fuck, man?
What the fuck, man?
5 months? You can bake. I like when Barry applies expressions, but the timing isn't right at all.
Yeah.
Go like, so you're going to quit after 5 months? You're going to quit after 5 months?
Barry, I'm quitting after 5 months.
You can bake bread in a day. And you're like, wait, what?
That doesn't make any sense.
Right.
What? Come on, Barry.
He's the fucking best.
Oh, I love Barry Katz. Yeah, and then I just go to them and I say, "I'm sorry, guys. It's just not working out. I don't know how."
You're getting Canadian.
Oh, I mean, I'm sorry about that, guys.
No, you just did. Did you do that, Corey? A little bit. You're like, "I'm sorry, guys. It's not working." What did Daddy say about screaming in the house? It's not working out.
Why
guys.
do when we apologize or just try to be nice, we just go to that accent?
What's the deal?
What's the deal with that? Sat him down and said, "I'm sorry, I can't do it anymore." And they were great. They were fantastic saying goodbye to me. So maybe they wanted it. Maybe they wanted me to stick out. I don't know.
I think maybe they wanted you out.
Yeah, but and if
the thing you got to think of does that rattle around in your head like they were a little too expeditious with my exit?
I mean,
you want them to go, no, you can't.
Yeah, you know, it's like when you break up with a girl, you don't just want to say okay. Like that would just throw you for a loop if you.
What do you mean okay?
What do you mean okay? Don't you
fight for me?
Aren't you gonna miss me a little bit?
I wish I knew I'd quit you.
Yeah. So they were fine, and the partying was great, and I listen to the show now online. It's great. I listen to Kevin Kline live on Live 105 up in San Francisco now, and it's a fantastic show. And now I'm calling in every Monday and doing a sports report. So I'm back on the show, but I'm just not in studio doing it all the time.
Now, do you leave do you tell them on a Friday and say I'm not coming back on a Monday, or is it just like Tuesday I'm not coming in tomorrow?
I told them, I said, I'm out, you decide when my last day is. And they did 2 weeks later.
Oh, 2 weeks.
Yeah, so and 2 weeks to get all the affairs in order and everything like that, which I thank them for that because there's a lot of radio shows and some podcasts where all of a sudden they got a co-host or they got a traffic girl, and all of a sudden the next day, gone. And you're like, what the fuck happened? It's nuts.
So 2 weeks, and then right when you were told, okay, give us 2 weeks, and blah, 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 that was probably the most fun you ever had on radio.
Oh, yeah.
Those 2 weeks.
Yeah, because I knew, when they had meetings afterward, I was like, peace out. Like I'm going back to bed.
Can we go under the desk?
Yeah. Yeah, and that was
You
just
like
such
the
a crazy
fucking lady
time.
hiding in Dog Day Afternoon.
What's this under the desk? A squirrel? All right. Who else has to go to the bathroom? Was that Brad Williams?
No, it's a midget in a radio station.
Midget in a radio station.
Which sounds
NEW, we play all the hits.
Which sounds like the greatest game of Clue ever. He was the midget in the radio station with
Under
the
the
microphone under the desk.
So you fly back home.
Yeah.
And then what do? You just immediately just plow back into the road. That's the weird thing is like when you go as a comic,
right?
You go like, all right, great. I'm going fucking right back into stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
That means August. At the earliest, if you're going to do
Yeah.
like clubs, like they're booked like for 8 months in advance. So
Right.
even though you can work in town, obviously, for
Yeah.
$15 and a bucket of chicken.
Sure.
But for the most part, if you want to go like how you're going to stomp through Ohio, like that shit's booked literally.
Yeah,
I
months
would
in
guess
advance.
10, 10 months in advance.
I
right?
had 1 month. I had 1 month off of just like being around LA, going on the clubs. I've got a fantastic team that when I told my stand-up comedy agent that I was quitting the radio show and going back on the road, he sent me a YouTube video of who's the guy that throws glitter everywhere?
Rip Torn.
Yeah. Rip Torn or Rip Taylor?
Taylor.
Yeah, Rip Taylor. Yeah, Rip Torn's the dude from
Dr. Jerry Buss.
Yeah, and so he sends me this video of Rip Taylor just running around an audience throwing confetti. He was so happy.
Why did that ever go out? Where's the celebrity now? Like, why can't, Jared Leto walk around with a bucket of confetti when he's happy? You know what I mean? Jake Gyllenhaal, like,
Right.
I won?
Yeah, I think I have to bring that back. Because what's better than a midget throwing confetti?
Yeah, but that's
awesome.
You're playing too much of the stereotype, and your comedy is too
What
good.
what stereotype is there of dwarves throwing confetti?
I don't know, but it fits.
It just fits.
It just fits.
You know why? Because confetti's happiness, and dwarves are happiness too. So it's like
A lot of angry dwarves out there, Brett.
Yeah, they come to my shows sometimes and they're not happy with me.
They protest you.
Yeah, that was the story.
Well, they're mad because you use the word midget.
Yeah, they don't like it. I don't care.
Don't you think, and I'm being completely serious, and I'm asking a dwarf who calls himself a midget this question.
Yeah.
Dwarves think the word midget is the same as the N-word. I'm not going to say it because I'm on a corporate clock now, and I don't want you guys to isolate it. And
Right.
go, look what he said. Suspend him. Kiss my dick. No way. You would think midgets.
Yeah.
Maybe let that go.
Yeah.
Because I got news for you. It ain't reaching anyone's ears.
Well,
there's not a person on earth going,
Right.
hey, look at that, dwarf over there.
Yeah, and
like the R word for special people.
Yeah.
There are people that realize, like, I'm not going to say that word because I
Right.
heard so-and-so talk. His son has Down syndrome. I didn't realize how, the kid's 10. He knows and I have an aunt, my Aunt Christy. She hears the word retarded and she goes fucking crazy.
Yeah.
She knows what it means.
Some people are
she knows
passionate
it's
about it.
derogatory.
Yep.
And those are fighting words.
Yeah.
And the thing about special people is they can't defend themselves. You walk up to a black guy and drop an N-bomb. Black people can fight.
Yeah, well, yeah.
You're getting your fucking teeth caved in.
Yeah, it's that
from
old
a lead
sketch.
right.
It's
Yeah.
that old sketch from the Kentucky Fried Movie. You ever see that?
No.
Where like it's
I've actually never seen the movie.
Oh my God!
I know.
There's this
Shame on
sketch where it's like the world's greatest daredevil, and it's this guy, and he's dressed up like Evil Knievel, and he's got the motorcycle helmet on, he's got knee pads, elbow pads, he's got the fire suit, red, white, and blue, and he's just walking next to a train, and you're like, oh my God, what the fuck is he gonna do? He's the world's greatest daredevil, and he walks up to in between four black guys and just screams the N-word. And then just starts running away. It's the funniest shit.
You know what's amazing?
Yeah.
You could not make that movie right. You could not do that in a movie. Every studio would tell you got to take that part out.
Yeah. By the way, if we can go back maybe a minute and 15 seconds, you said this argument that the midgets are having are not reaching anyone's ears. I just wanted that to be known that you said midgets aren't reaching their ears. No shit. We're not very good at reaching, Jay. Thanks for rubbing it in.
I knew it as I said it, and I thought I don't want to make a little person joke because I wanted the sentiment to be expressed.
Sure.
Dwarves, little people, don't like the word midget. They think it's derogatory, and they tie it to the N-word.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, like, have you ever met anybody like, oh, I didn't mean to say midget, man, I'm sorry. Like, I don't think people have any idea that it's offensive.
There's been a couple, but
on movie sets, you get it constantly.
It's
like if there's little people on a set. Like,
Yeah.
like if there's a Christmas scene.
yeah. Then like it's almost like they have that meeting the same way before they have a prop gun and they have to call over everyone to let everyone know that it's a prop gun and there will be flashing, there will be a sound. It's not an actual bullet.
Yeah.
This happens on a set. The same thing happens if there's more than one dwarf on set. We have little people. They are little people. You may call them little people. You may call them people of short stature. But do not say the word midget. Like, do not say that word. Like, there's that whole safety meeting.
Really, honestly, like
Yeah.
the girl you used to date that's on the TLC show, the Living Channel show.
Yeah.
Like, if her and her friends are hanging out and you're like, well, if I'm like a 6-foot person, I sit down, I'm like, we're just all shooting the shit. They got a couple pops in them. And I go, well, I mean, I don't know what it's like to be a midget, but are they going to go, whoa?
Some will, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Like, you could build up all that goodwill and then just say that, and they know you didn't mean it. They know you didn't mean that as a malicious thing. But it's a fight I'll never win. But all I know is that if you
why is it offensive?
See, that's the thing. I don't know. I was told it was offensive when I was a kid.
A guy explained it to me once, and it was a guy on a movie set. He goes, "No, we're not midgets.
Yeah,
midget is the way to describe something like that. There's a midget submarine. There's a midget this, and I was
midget
like,
hamster.
Yeah, you're a midget person.
Yeah, midget person.
He
That's what we
explained
are.
to me,
Right.
I wasn't going to say it to his face because he was very adamant about it and passionate about it.
Yeah.
So I went, oh, I didn't know, and I apologized. And he's like, no harm, no foul.
Yeah.
And then he walked away very...
I don't know why it's offensive. Some people have told me that it ties back to P.T. Barnum, like that he invented the word, and like it was like, come see P.T. Barnum and his midgets, or something like that. I don't know.
Come on out to the comedy club. See a real live midget man. Make everybody laugh.
It'll be great.
Brad Williams. You come to the Cleveland Improv, friends, and you'll see a 4-foot man.
Yeah.
But don't let his stature fool you. His jokes are sky high. And then you go to Dayton, Ohio. He's making all the way through Ohio. It's round on both sides and high in the middle. But he's not, friends. He's low. He's a midget. And he's at the Dayton, Ohio Funny Bone, May 7th through 10th. And don't forget, friends, speaking of Christopher Columbus, he discovered midgets when he came to the New World. The Columbus Funny Bone, May 21st through 24th. Brad Williams, a real live midget man, 4 feet tall. But please, don't pick him up. It's inappropriate.
You said round on both sides and high in the middle. That's literally what Ohio is. The word.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's an old one, man.
That was a great joke.
Hopefully Corey will lay in some 1940s music there. We'll pull it from the show.
Coming out to the comedy club. See a real live midget, Brad Williams, making his way through Ohio.
Now, if you're sitting there going,
on foot
Brad,
2 months. By rail 1 day.
If you're sitting there listening to this going, but I don't live in Ohio. I can't see you perform, Brad. Well, May 8th, my 1-hour Showtime special comes out.
That's the whole... I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
I'm an absolute jackass. The
What?
whole point of you coming here was like...
to promote my special.
I want to promote my Showtime special. May 8th, Showtime.
Yeah.
TiVo, DVR, whatever the kids are calling it now, ma'am.
Yeah, it's the first 1-hour special. It's the only comedy special that a dwarf has ever had. Like,
true?
Yeah, and there's some great dwarf comics out there.
Name 2.
Tanya Lee Davis, Nick Novicki.
One of the best sketches that never got on the air, Norm Macdonald, it was a game show called Name 2.
Okay.
Yeah, Steve Allen.
I love it already.
Huh?
I love it already.
Hey, Steve, it's a game show, you know. Okay, our first contestant is Brad. Brad, where are you from, Brad?
I'm from Fullerton, California there.
It's Orange County, I believe.
Orange County, absolutely.
That's great. All right, let's play the game. What do you say, Brad?
I'm ready to play there.
Now, Steve Allen is in the Guinness Book of World Records.
Okay.
Because he's written over 2,300 songs.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay.
Name 2.
That was the sketch.
I love it.
It was, I don't know, to this day. Me and Brooks Wheelan spoke about it.
Yeah.
Like, how the fuck does that not get on the
It's so good.
And like, what
could be more of like, oh, good, this is back, and just you and your friends in the office. Name two.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, man, I know so many Indian restaurants in Boston. Name two. Name two.
You just totally call someone on it. It's great.
May 8th, Brad Williams on Showtime, LOL Flicks. They took care of us. That was a great night. We shot it the same night, Libero Theater in Santa Barbara. Did you know I shit my pants on the way to that show?
I did not know that. Did you?
I did.
Well,
I was driving up PCH.
Did you have your shit in your pants while you were on stage?
No. You want me to tell you the story?
Yeah.
I want you to do most of the talking, but it's a good story.
I'll comment.
May 8th, Showtime. May 8th, Brad Williams, DVR, and get the ratings up.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Here's the thing. Here's the... well, look how tiny. That's a midget helicopter. It's tiny. So that would be the appropriate version.
Exactly.
Because it's a small
tiny
rental.
helicopter. Right.
I'm driving up the Pacific Coast Highway and up to Santa Barbara to do my special. And I got my Starbucks. I got my tunes. I'm rocking out. I can't wait. I'm wearing my suit.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go.
Oh, you were prepared first. You had your suit
That's
on.
That's it. I'm going to go up. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my suit off. I'm going to take a little nap. And then I'm ready to rock.
There you go.
So I'm driving up, and I go to fart, and I just spray diarrhea. Not like a squirt. Not like like a piece of nutmeg in your drawers. It was on like my backs of like my legs.
That's the worst because you're like, that fart is at the edge of your ass going, hey, I'm coming out. You're like, all right, but it's just a fart, right? You're like, it's just a fart.
Yeah.
It's just a fart. No. That's it. It's just me fart. You're like, all right, fine. Fart, you're in. And then fart comes out and just like, ollie oxen free. Just like, no, come on, gang break. Let's go.
It looked like somebody threw soup off a building.
You had a Jackson Pollock on your leg.
Very well done. Cy Twombly, Jackson. But we talk about art a lot on this show.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh my God. And I'm in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Pacific Coast Highway I'm right near County Line, Ventura. So I pull over on the beach, and my plan is I'm going to go walk to the ocean's edge. I'm going to take off my suit. I'm wearing boxers. I'm going to go in the ocean, take my boxers off.
Yep.
I'm going to clean my ass and legs. And I don't know if you've ever shit in the ocean, but it's fucking magical. It just vanishes. Like, there ain't a baby wipe in the world that can fuck with salt water on an asshole. It's amazing. I've done it. Trust me. The only thing is, you got to go underwater and outswim your own halo.
Yeah. Does a Mohr shit in the ocean, man?
You shit your pants? How do I not know this story, man?
He's gonna tell that story to a comic coming up who like gets nervous before a show. He's gonna be like,
"You're nervous? Let me tell
you're
you
nervous.
Story, man.
Let me tell you about Jay Mohr shit his pants before his special."
The ocean that day was, in a word, angry. Now, I am an exceptional swimmer.
Call you Ishmael.
If you give me a while, I can get to Catalina. I could actually pull it off. Doing junior lifeguard, swam competitively up until like 13 as a kid. When I was 10 years old, they would put me in 13-year-old swim meets because it was more valuable to the team to get a third place in that than have a 10-year-old getting first places. You
gotcha.
With me?
I'm with you, man.
So I'm an ocean guy, like Riptide.
Yeah, you live here.
I go further out.
Right.
I go sideways. I know the whole deal.
Mm-hmm.
I am getting fucking ragdolled. Oh, by the way, it's so violent in the ocean that day. There are 2 separate fire trucks with firemen with binoculars making sure people aren't drowning. So not only are there lifeguards, there are 8 extra sets of eyeballs with binoculars. It's crazy.
There's 2 casts of Baywatch.
Yes.
Plus Chicago Fire.
2 Chicago Fires. There's
ready
the
to
ladder
go.
company from Ventura and the ladder company from L.A. County, and they just got binoculars trained on people. So I'm like, all right, fuck it. I dive in the water, and in about 1 second, I'm face first on the ocean floor. Like, I am just ragdolled. Like, if you just threw a stuffed animal in the dryer, that was me.
Shit slowly leaking out of your ass like it's a balloon.
Like, I am getting fucking crushed by Mother Nature. So I go, fuck that. I know when I'm beat. But I'm too far from shore. I got to swim all the way sideways. I got to circle back around. I come in under the trestle and walk back up with my shit underwear. And I go, here's what I'm going to do. You know, when the ocean comes up, about an inch off the ground, I'm going to sit there. And then when the ocean gets to my bottom, I'm going to pull down my shorts and then kind of splash water on my ass and clean myself that way.
the ocean was so powerful that 1 inch of water carried me like 30 yards, and I'm doing somersaults. Like, it was that crazy. My face is covered in sand.
Were you out in the perfect storm scene?
It was like that. And a beautiful, perfect day, not a cloud in the sky.
Mark Wahlberg watching you tumble by, going, "Say hi to your mother for me."
Oh, fuck, I was trying to see quick.
Gotcha.
Very well done. So I'm like, all right, this is crazy. Like, I got sand on my face. It looks like shake and bake chicken. My whole body. I look like Chewbacca. I got sand on my face. I got to pick up my suit. I walk to the bathroom. Now my new plan is I'm going to take off my underpants. And I'm going to use the sink to clean my body up and then throw the underpants away and drive. It is now an hour and 15 minutes before showtime.
Before your special, your tape special.
I know I have a hotel room, so I can take a shower and I get all this off me, and I'll just have to sit in my own muck for the next 30 minutes until I'm there. Water's not working. Why would it, So I throw the underwear away. I get myself dabbed. I show up at the car park. The valet, Sarah, that works with Barry, who's one of the producers, she meets me, and I shake my head, and there's like sand. There's a pile of sand. I go, I just got crushed in the ocean. I had a wardrobe malfunction. Do you think you could go get me a pair of blue jeans and a pair of boxer shorts? And she goes, you're on in 45 minutes. I go, that's how important this is. I run up to my hotel room because I'm just thinking about the shower. Yeah. And Santa Barbara is one of these pussy towns about the environment. The shower's coming out like plip, 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 plip to save water. Right. So like I'm my own TSA agent waving that wand over my body where the shower head is.
No, you need a damn jet stream at this point. Yeah.
And so basically when you watch my Showtime special and your friend goes, he cleans up nicely, you can say, no shit. You don't know the half of it. Literally, yeah.
Literally, no shit.
So when you see me on stage, that's me with fresh drawers on.
That's amazing.
You did not shit your pants.
I did not shit my pants. But
I
did not shit my pants. But I was wearing a vest, and if you've never seen a dwarf in a vest, it's the most adorable thing you've ever seen in your life.
You wore a vest at April Foolishness, so I did see it.
Yeah.
You dressed to impress.
Pretty fucking cute, wasn't it?
I did not see your set because I left immediately afterwards out of humiliation of the drive up. My show I was thrilled with, and I was happy with the way Showtime did it. And you actually helped me because you tweeted, Jesus, Jay Mohr, when is your special not on Showtime? And you took a screen grab of Showtime like when the special was on.
Yeah, it was airing like every night.
It was like Showtime Family, Showtime 2, Showtime Black, Showtime
Showtime Latino. Hey, Mohr, go to mucho chistes. Muchos chistes.
Showtime Korea.
Wait.
Don't make a big deal out of it.
Wait, could I do Showtime Korea? I can do Korean. Never mind. I can do Showtime Japanese.
Because if you miss,
then it's really offensive. It's like I can do the Showtime Japanese.
You bring us great dishonor to your family.
Jay-mo-san.
Shit pants before show, no.
You're falling your sword, Jay-mo-san.
You dishonor family name.
You dishonor family.
What's the name of your special, Brad Williams?
My name of special is Brad Williams Fun Size.
Fun size?
Yeah.
You are fun size.
I'm fun size.
You're fun and you have size. Considerable
Pretty
girth.
Much. No, it is.
I've seen Brad Williams naked, and in case you're wondering, not anatomically correct.
Thank you, sir.
Whoa. California Chrome.
Well done. Horse racing reference.
Yeah. I mean, in all fairness, that horse crossed the finish line with a 4-foot fucking cock on him. I've never seen that before in my life. I'll never miss that guy's race. That guy won by he had a kickstand.
Well, I think he cheated because he had an extra leg pushing him.
Jeez, but it would slow him down. You would think it would create some drag.
Sure.
Like if the jockey can't be over 105 pounds, California Chrome just added 8 pounds to the
It's
cock.
like that card where it's like there was a second set of footprints, or then there's just one.
You're turning California Chrome's cock into the footprints poem.
Yeah. It's like there was an extra foot in the sand. It was your cock.
Yeah, that's when the Lord was holding you, but your cock, it was still dragging in the sand.
It was dragging in the sand.
Jeez.
That's right.
Wow.
Why not?
That is how our minds work, people.
Yeah.
Brad Williams, Ohio specifically. Brad Williams is coming. Cleveland Improv, April 30th through May 3rd.
Right.
Dayton, Ohio, Funny Bone, May 7th through 10th. Columbus, Ohio, Funny Bone, May 21st through 24th. And Ohio, what a treat to get you for that whole time. And you know it's a good thing? The diehards, go to all three.
Yeah. Why not?
Brad mixes up the act.
I do. Now, between my 2 albums that I have out, which you can get on iTunes, and now the hour special, that's 3 hours of material that's gone, and now I'm almost got the new hour ready. So
you're like me. Like I'm Rabbit. I want to be like Harlan and do one every other year.
You have to, man, because, I mean, I get bored with it. Don't you get bored with your own material?
Yeah, but my wife writes half of it. So what's amazing is, like, to me, because I haven't acted in so long because of the radio show, like, for me, it's like I have to act what she wrote. But she writes
that's
for
a cool way to
me
look at
in
it.
my voice, but she writes a much more intelligent me. Like, you don't want to be a somnambulist when you're out there. I'm like, what does that mean?
Fucking
goes,
Dennis Miller writing your act?
Yeah,
it was a somnambulist.
Dennis Miller, but nice.
with slightly better tits.
Chappaquiddick. Yeah, what are you looking for in your luggage? In the overhead bin, it's fucking Luciano Pavarotti with Mary Jo Kopechne in the mini fridge.
Looking for your luggage in the overhead bin. My most recent standing ovation was not from a comedy show.
That's not a sentence you hear that often,
No.
humble brag.
Well, humble brag, sure. But my most recent standing ovation was not because I was doing stand-up comedy. The most recent standing ovation...
I just realized where this is going.
The most recent standing ovation I ever got was on an American Airlines flight coming home from Dallas. I put one... I got to the plane late. I just ran in, and there was one spot available, so I ran up to it, and because I wanted to make sure my bag got that spot, I threw both the armrests down, jumped on, reached down, grabbed my bag, and in one motion, Jay Mohr, threw it up, boom, into the damn overhead bin, the entire plane. Standing O! Just started clapping.
Are you moving away? Because when I first saw you do stand-up, basically what I loved about your act was, first of all, it's got to be funny.
Yeah.
And I like when people speak about themselves. And I tweeted like a month ago to new comics, forget about bits and jokes. If you talk about yourself, there's nothing to remember.
Yeah, because it's your life. It's your story.
And your stand-up act answered every question I had ever had about a midget.
Yeah.
There was nothing left for me to ask about being a dwarf because you did it.
Yeah.
But now, do you find yourself moving away from it and writing more and more? Because now that you have a fan following, you don't feel. And when you're starting, when you go up on stage and you're a dwarf and people don't know who you are, you got to go like, first of all, I know.
Right, because if I don't, like when I'm first getting going and I don't have the fan base, if I go on stage, just be like, well, the weather today, let's talk about that. Like the entire audience, the entire audience is just in the audience like, does he know? Like, do you want to tell him? I don't want to tell him.
You just look at your own body and go, what the fuck
happened to me?
What kind of green room is that?
Yeah, so then I have to talk about it. Now, I'm definitely getting further away from it, but people still have questions and there's always new fans. And what I'll tell everyone is when people say like, oh, he's like, his jokes are dwarf jokes. I'm like, well, right, because that's who I am. I don't know how to write like a 5'8" white guy. Like, I don't know how to do that. I don't know what that perspective is. I have no idea. So all my jokes are going to have the perspective of a little person only because that's the only one that I have. But they're not all going to be dwarf jokes in terms of like, this is what my life is like, because after 2 CDs and an hour special, I've covered it. My first album was called Coming Up Short. My second album is called Hi Ho. And
boy, you really milking that fucking dwarf.
Really milking it, and then Brad Williams Fun Size.
Fun Size. In case you don't realize, your next special will just be called "Holy Shit, I'm not as tall as everybody else. Maybe I'm a dwarf."
You just summed up my entire existence right there.
I got a name for your. If you want the best namer ever, it's my wife, Tom Segura. Thrilled.
Yeah.
She told him to name his album Thriller 2.
Thriller 2.
He was going to do it, but he ran into legalese, so he changed it to Thrilled, and it was her idea to have him have the exact photo with like the lion cut.
Right,
and
with
shit.
the lion and the font and everything.
Yeah, mine was
Thriller 2.
And my first Showtime special
awesome.
was Funny for a Girl,
which I loved.
And then Happy and a Lot.
Yeah.
Master of None. She already has the next one pegged.
The artwork on Funny for a Girl, if you like,
Those
if
are
you
her
see
boobs.
it. Really? That's awesome. And her hairy chest too, or yours?
No, no, she's got a big bushy chest. My wife. It's pretty cool.
Because that was great artwork, and that's the thing about these specials is, and I'd never done one before, but I was involved in everything, like in the artwork and
you're different from me.
My costuming and
I'm like, tell me when to be there. Like Chris Rock about the wedding. Just tell me the night before, I'll be there.
Tell me to show up. I mean, I was there. I went up to there it is.
Breasts. Jay Mohr, Funny for a Girl.
Right there.
I don't know whose hands those are, but my wife would not have French tips. That's bougie, man.
Done.
No French tips.
Yeah.
Those are her actual cans.
Yeah. I went to the house of the producer, Scott Montoya, and I was there with him editing the special. Like, I wanted it to be fucking perfect, and I got it to a point where I really like it. Like, I had to watch it fucking like 12 times, so no wonder I have a new hour because I got sick of that. But I'm really proud of it, and I'm really excited for people to see the very first hour special
May 8th
by a little person, May 8th,
May 8th
on Showtime.
And when you tweet it, I'll tweet it, and vice versa. You and I are like the only two guys and Dean Del Rey, we're like the only three people that retweet each other's dates.
And I'll do it because it's like, hey, if you're going to a city where I know I have a following, why wouldn't I want fans of mine to go see you and be like, holy crap, Brad's not here, but Jay Mohr.
Yeah,
fucking awesome.
I've sent Brad. Hey, look, Cleveland, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not going to be there for a very long time. It just hasn't worked out that way. But Brad Williams is going in my place.
Yeah, so why not?
Your next album, I'll ask my wife to come up with a good one, and I'll text you privately and see what she comes up with. But I was thinking 6'4", 220. Brad Williams, 6'4", 220.
I was thinking pound for pound, because I'm not pound for pound, because I'm like maybe inch for inch or something
Brad Williams,
like that.
Your sister's ass. I don't know. That's the very default New Jersey when you have no answer and you work at a sandwich shop. You're like, "Where'd you put the mayonnaise? Huh? Where'd you put the mayonnaise? I don't know. No, it's your sister's ass with the mayonnaise."
Jersey, I love it, Jay Mohr.
April 8th, Brad Williams, Showtime.
May 8th.
Funds. What did I say? You didn't let me finish.
Okay.
April 8th.
Next year is when April Foolishness will come out.
Let me finish. I'm trying to get this plug-in for you. April 8th, Brad Williams, Fun Size. That's not when it's on television. May 8th.
That's right.
Brad Williams, Fun Size on Showtime. And brother, you are you're one of the best out there. And only 12 years in?
12 years in, yeah.
That ain't 29 fucking years. Can you believe that?
29?
Yeah. And you're blowing me away at April Foolishness, your cock.
Well, like our great manager Barry Katz said, like Tom Brady wins all the time.
Except that one time
Eli Manning found the
way to pick them off.
I'm Eli Manning. That's who I am. I think based on how he looks, I think we park in the same spot, man.
Eli does...
He's a little bit of a mouth breather, as they say.
A little bit. Jesus Christ. A little bit. That guy was born with chapped lips.
I'm a combination of those two Manning brothers because I have Peyton's forehead, first of all.
Me and you both. I'll wait till I get my hair plugs. I'm going to be the best looking guy in the world.
Are you going to do it?
Fuck yeah. And when I do it, I'll let everybody know I'm doing it.
Why not?
Say the name of the doctor. I'm going to say when I'm going in. That way nobody can make fun of you.
Right. Well, I remember the soccer player from Man U, Wayne Rooney. Yeah. Wayne Rooney didn't, he's like,
but every
listen.
time he heads a ball, I get a little anxious.
Because you think it's going to fly off.
They sew it in.
Right.
They take it from the back of your head in a smiley face shape, and they sew it into the front.
Yeah, you think it's going to be like when someone hits the dust from really high up and you just see that little dust cloud surround the head, like when the ball hits it just...
No, I think the ball's going to leave with a mustache.
Brad Williams, May 8th, fun size. I love you, brother, and everybody in Ohio. What's the name of your website? Is it
BradWilliamsComedy.com, on Twitter @FunnyBrad, and on Instagram @BradWilliamsComic.
Hit him up, and that's all because some cyber squatter sat on his real name, as Jim Norton once said. I hope he dies. Brad Williams, May 8th, fun size, Showtime. Make him more recognized than he is. He's I put my name on it. This is one of my favorite comics, and I'll tell you, Brad, through all the time I've known you, you've been really true as a friend, and I don't think grown-ups say this enough to each other. I love you very much, brother.
Thank you, buddy. I love you, and I also love Ray Don Chong, man.
Put your name on it.
They ask me why do I do it? Is it for the money? I say to them, just because.